What is happening, y'all? Welcome back. Episode 35. And a couple things on deck, the first of which being the Ancestral Woods, which is this upper area to the Siofra River Well. Now, you may remember we already grabbed one of the monoliths right around here when we first came in here. There are 5 more we're going to get, so the first thing we're going to do is head on over here and kill this lady that keeps singing. And as a reminder, that sing buffs, so we want her out of the way before the other guys come for us. Decimation. Oh, that poor guy. Just right into the backstab. I think I can parry that. Oh, yes I can. And down you go. So, just to kind of map out where we're going, there's one over here. There's one that's over here. Oh, we just got that one. There's one that's over here. And then the last one is like here-ish. So those are the 4 remaining ones we need to get. Let's head on over to spot number 1. Now this area is a little bit risky. There's a red wolf. As you know, red wolves are obnoxious. What I would suggest doing is we're going to wait just a second here. Hopefully he doesn't look at me. If he does, that's okay. Oh, is he coming for me? Basically, we want to fight him without all of the other wolves getting involved. Yeah, and he's coming, so... Alright, let's go, you casual. I will never like these enemies. They're too aggressive. Yeah, notice that carry on retaliation? I think it's super good now. Get dunked on by your own spells. Which, by the way, you can use that to kill mages in PvP, and it is hilarious. Because they buffed that, man. It used to be like 400 damage tops, and now it seems to be tied to weapon level. So, spell parries with that, when it's level 25, you're seeing a rebound damage of like 1400 plus, which is enough to one-shot most players. Anyway, you can kill them if you want. It doesn't matter. But we already got what we came for. 2 balls over here. If you used up flasks, feel free to reload on them. And then we're going to head on over to mark number 2. Cursemark rock we can grab along the way. And there's 2 singers as well as a bunch of rats. So just be a little bit smart about your approach here. I'd suggest trying to take out the rats if you can. Actually, this gives me a... Oh, no, they're all coming up on me now. I was thinking this would be the perfect time for Gravity Fan. Those are largely pointless. They'll deal damage, but you need to, like, stand in them. Why use Virgin or Frost Stomp when you could use Chad's Sword Dance? It does feel good redoing these episodes and not using Hoarfrost Stomp. We want to get this shiny though. Come here. Which actually, I could make my thing bleed now. And really start seeing some insane damage. Honestly, the only downside to bleed in this game is bosses that are immune to it. Which there are a couple. So before we proceed, we're gonna grab this stuff over here. There's not much. Drop down. Be careful of that water. That water is an instant kill if you fall into it. And we gotta jump up here. I personally like doing this off the horse. It's kind of like a tight jump, and to be honest, sometimes Torrent's just a little too uppity for These very, very precise jumps. I mean, if you're confident in your torrent wrangling abilities, by all means, don't let me stop you. Alright, and then behind her in the chest is the Ancestral Infant's head. So these things are pretty fun. We actually killed one already, you know, the Ancestor Spirit, and we're going to fight another one of those here. It's just an upgraded version. And technically speaking, I'm pretty sure Torrent is also an Ancestor Spirit. I think he's just like a baby, basically. But anyway, bone down. I'm debating if I even want to do this. So you can get back this way. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but I mean, you know what? No, just warp. Just warp out. Because you can get back, but it's, you know, if you fall into the water, then you got to run back here, and all those ladies are alive. It's just not going to be worth it. Instead, just head for that third marker that we made. Doesn't matter if a couple of them are alive. This place isn't, like, loaded to the brim with those hidden archers like the other places are. There is one that'll try and get you around here. It's up right on this cliff somewhere. Just going to kind of run in a circle, see if I can get it to spawn. Where are you? Where are you? If it doesn't want to show up, we don't need to worry about it. Alright, well, considering the archer hasn't spawned, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say maybe it's not going to. I know that there is one here, just as a heads up. Them. Yeah, this is what I wanted. This is a great place to get thin beast bones if you need them. There's that archer. I was waiting for you. Now, there is a whole path over here behind the jellyfish. However, that leads us to the Soifer water duct. We're not going to go that way just yet. So for the time being, just ignore the jellyfish and just know that we'll be coming back here. I want to hit this. And then we head on over to the fourth marker that we made. A couple enemies we can kill. Farm these guys for like their hats and weapons and whatnot as well. Got a little risky deciding to trade with him there, but worked out in the end. Okay, continue on over to node number 4. That's right, look at this guy in the corner. Hidden archer, 5th pillar, east and kill dudes, drop southeast for items in the 6th pillar. Okay, and you. I get the pillar here? No, never mind. It's just past them. It's over here. Smithing stone 5 on nearby ledge. Hang on. missing a pillar. It should be like right over here. I'm just not seeing it. Ah, there it is. There you are. Trinia's Lily. And then up here for an item. So if you want, you can go back and rest and all that. I don't think you're going to need to be honest. This is basically the same as the boss that we fought previously, except now he heals himself. So, actually, you know what? Real fast, just because I want to upgrade Mimic, we will hop back. We'll go back to Round Table Grace, we'll upgrade Mimic, and then we can actually do some... I think Fia's quest is ready to advance to the next part as well. So let's talk to her and get that going. Let's see.
I am. Would you like me now? You ask.
There we go. May I ask a favor?
Could you please?
She's gonna give you the weathered dagger.
So I would like. It's a very. I'd like you to find. It's a very. Then good day to you.
This is part of Dee's quest line. Dee actually dies, but so we're gonna give Dee the dagger. And this is part of like an upcoming area to wrap up her quest line. Of course, I would suggest popping that because who wants a health debuff? Go on and talk to Dee. You're gonna get his bell bearing, but I mean you can buy one of these if you need them right now.
Well, how did you? Well, I know very. Why don't I? Good work.
So that takes care of that. I'm gonna well, we can just rest first. Resting at the table should trigger things. You can say Dee is now gone. And heading on over here, you'll notice Fia is now gone. And heading over here, we are going to upgrade my Mimic. We actually get the stuff, the 6, 7, 8, in just a little bit. See if I can upgrade my halberd. Nope. Okay, we're good there. And head on over into this room, which is now opened up. And there is Fia over Dee's body. Get his bell bearing and the full armor set.
Finally, the stolen Hallowbrand of the Exalted. And now, though I ask you, I am Fia. Deathbed companion. Hark round table. Disturb not the death of Godwyn, the Exalted. We live in what right our Lord.
And she's gone. So we continue her quest line in a little bit, but we need the armor to do so. So with that out of the way, let's head back on down. And that quest happens right here in this next area, so it made sense to do it now, get it out of the way. Yeah, so same stuff as the previous Ancestor. This one's just a little bit stronger. You shouldn't have issues here. At this level, what are we? We are 82. You see, this is why I tell people you don't need to farm in this game. I mean, we're 82 just playing the game. You know, just playing the game, doing the content in like a orderly fashion, and we're already at 82. You could very easily get much higher just playing through. There's no reason to farm. Anyway, head on in. I'm gonna take a couple things off just because I don't want... No. I want that on. I don't want my Mimic wasting time using throwing knives. Mimic, bro! I'm gonna pop my flask. And I'm gonna heal on up. So you should be able to just obliterate this dude. He makes mist. Oh, and he's already doing it. Yeah, so this is the extra gimmick of this fight. He will like die and then run away and then heal up off of the animals nearby. Another thing you just saw me do, so while I'm sprinting, if you crouch and then come up, you'll notice your stamina starts briefly regenerating. Just a nice little tip there. Mainly for PvP, but also useful in some PvE circumstances as well. You stand still. You can see I'm sucking health away. It will hurt you a little bit, but not by much. Nope. Come on. Oh, he's so close. Get him before he heals. There it is. And that is the Regal Ancestor. So with him down, we'll warp back to the round table just to show you all the remembrance, and then we're heading to the study hall. So this one, honestly, I would suggest just gobbling this one up, but... So we get either the Axe, which the Soul Stifler unique skill, not very good. It's very slow to come out. This gives you FP upon defeating enemies, which seems nice, but to be honest, it's like super minor. I mean, it might get patched in the future, but in my testing, I didn't find it to be all that helpful. So my recommendation, gobble, gobble, gobble. But obviously keep in mind, you know, if you want one of those weapons, go for it. You don't have to eat a boss soul just because I'm eating a boss soul. But if you don't want anything, that's just free runes. I mean, who doesn't like free runes, right? Let's keep working our decks up. There we go. We're gonna head on over to Ronnie. And this will complete like part 1 of Ronnie's chain. Now, before we turn the Finger Slayer blade into Ronnie, someone pointed out that we actually need to get the Magic Scorpion charm. So I'm on a different character right now. I'm just going to run through this quest briefly, because if you want this one talisman, you need to do this now before going up to Ronnie. This particular talisman will increase magic damage by 12%, while causing you to take 10% more damage. Now, the first part we need from this is you need to have picked up all of the stuff from Celavis. So just going to kind of run through these steps very briefly. This is actually the character we're using to run through all this stuff and get all these notes. But head on over to Celavis's tower. Now, already we have one puppet from him. But if you rest a couple times, and then you buy all of his spells, and then you buy the second puppet, he should have additional dialogue about wanting to make a potion that can then turn a demigod into the puppet. The idea is that he is trying to betray Ronnie. So once you get that dialogue from him, we then need to go up to the Altus Plateau, which is going to be a good bit later. And in particular, we're going right around here. So you would start at the Altus Highway Junction. And I mean, the downside of this, honestly, is that you're not going to finish the Ronnie quest line until you're already in Altus and going through that. And I mean, you can do that, but it just makes things a little bit messier. So personally, I think it's worth just grabbing this in New Game Plus. I mean, it's solid. 12% magic damage increase is a good talisman, but keep in mind, anything that makes you take increased damage is, of course, a double-edged sword, so something to consider. But so we would talk to Celavis. He would mention how we need to go find a specific item for him so that he can turn Ronnie into a puppet. Go on down here. And right there is the Amber Starlight. There's also a bunch of Sacramental Buds down in this same area. You might as well pick those up just because they're nice to make the anti-rot stuff. From here, we're just going to run out to the point where we can fast travel. You would go on back. Now, obviously, this is farther in the series, so my Celavis is gone. But at this point, now that you have the Amber Starlight Shard, you would run on over, back over to Celavis's tower. You would talk to him, he would turn that in, and he would give you the charm. Now, the tricky thing here is he wants you to betray Ronnie. So if you're trying to complete that quest line, Ronnie is basically going to be very upset with you. And then if you want to actually do Ronnie's quest line, you're going to have to get to the Church of Vows and get things absolved. As far as I know, I believe as soon as you get the charm from him, you can basically just, screw off and go do other things. But continuing on with this episode, when we turn in the Finger Slaying Blade to Ronnie, which will then allow us to go on over to Renna's Rise and go below that and continue her side quest, that is going to lock you out of Celavis's side quest. So if you want to get that Magic Scorpion charm, You're going to basically have to hold off on doing all of the Ronnie stuff for now. So that's a decision that ultimately only you can make. I don't think it's going to be worth it, but I'll let y'all decide. Move my notes here. It's done. On Study Hall Part 2. This way. Let me go. Yeah, we'll do the Aqueduct before Noxtella. Head on up. Talk to her.
It will not blight, even in my... It is in thy... My thanks. Soon must I... take it.
She gives you the statue.
Upon which I confess neither of you may leave. It was but... For thy purpose you may leave. I too am...
So once we get to that, we are effectively done the first part of her quest. Now to continue, we actually just go on over to the other tower, the one that you can see right over there. And we're going to do that in a little bit. But before we do that, there's some other stuff we want to do, namely the study hall. So head back to the study hall entrance. And this ties into Fia's quest. The Cursemark that we get from here is needed to complete Fia's quest line. Go on over. Examine the pedestal, you'll put the thing she just gave you on top of it. That's going to shift the entire structure upside down. And we can head this way. Fall down into the corner. There's some baby handsies right here that are waiting to get you. And your favorite invader that you dealt with earlier is going to be back. So I would suggest just running along for now. Drop on down. Say +2 or +3 arcane mask. Get retaliated on, bro. Yeah, so the carrier retaliation just killed him outright. Okay, guy, listen. There's no loot over there, but there are some handsies if you want to kill them. It's up to you, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, carrying retaliation just like decimates every mage you're gonna come across from this point forward. Okay, we're gonna go this way. There was a piece of loot in the corner. Look at my notes here. 2 ghosts continue forward using spell parries, and the other side are 2 ghosts that summon in, kill them, and drop down. Okay. We're just dropping down. Okay. And then we're going to jump over to this one. And then we want to just aim and fall down to this. There's 2 loots to get here. I've noticed the camera goes a little crazy around this thing, so just, you know, take your time getting around it. Only proof dried liver, and you can see another one over there by the ladder. Yeah, I like tried to sprint past it, and the camera was like, zoom, and I almost ran right off one of these beams, so just something to be aware of. Take your time. Stone Firefly, roll on down and hit this. Alright, so up next we have a Godskin we need to fight. If you can't beat him for the time being, you can just run past him. He doesn't have to die right now. But, I mean, we can spell parry his bullshit and shuck it back at him. There is no loot in this giant area, so just run on ahead. here. Touch some grace. Don't think I need to heal at all. I'm feeling pretty good. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, what happened? Want to try that again, friend? Alright, that was a pretty big thrust. And then I missed my parry. I think he's resistant to magic. Gonna do this big explodey. I always struggle to dodge this thing. You have to kind of like roll through it. Come on, do some more fire. I know you want to. Down goes Bigums. So for doing that, we get his big old armor set. Like I said, you don't have to kill this guy right now. He'll be here, I assume, all the way up to the end of the game. But if you can kill him, great. And then we're just going to run on across, head on up this tower, and we're going to get Ronnie's Cursemark. Of course, I'm picking up all these ruin fragments because you can never have too many rainbow stones. You will use them at one point or another. I think this was like the same fashion I was wearing for most of my Let's Play as well. But Dawn armor does look good. I'll probably switch up to a different helmet soon. Oh, I got those. If I wanted to use an arcane sword, I could probably use that to hit the stat threshold that I need. Just, it's too skinny. Too skinny, you know? Anyway, after you get up top, there's a grace. Not that it really matters, we're not coming back here for any reason. Head on over here. And there is the Cursemark of Death and the Stargazer heirloom. And this is actually like Ronnie's original body that she cast off. So, nice and crispy. But what's nice is now at this point we have access to one of each of the main stat boosting items, which will help if we're trying to hit certain spell thresholds and whatever. So from here... Oh man, do we want to go straight to Noxtella next or do the Aqueduct? Yeah, doing the Aqueducts makes more sense. We could do that and then we can get started on Noxtella, I think, in the next episode. So we will go over to Ancestral Woods. We're going to be working through the Siofra Aqueduct, and then starting our journey to Noxtella in the next part. So y'all stay tuned, and I will catch you soon as we continue.